'cause I'm addicted to watching this stream. They said it's gotten too extreme, but I can't help myself when it comes to watching. Calling all retro gamers, I'm not ashamed, but I am to blame for being addicted to calling all retro gamers.
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 All right, everyone. Welcome to Calling All Retro Gamers, your bi-weekly excuse for two dudes just hang out and play and talk about some retro games. What's going on? I'm one of your hosts, Rich. There's Ed. The Evercade Effect. That was pretty cool. That was good. It was a good one.
It was.
That was a nice little song and dance. It's a reminder. It's a constant reminder that we need to not only dance some more, but we also do need to create a new thing. We're going to be working on that. I'm probably I might try to cut that in Studio B.
You saw that I gave you like the second version of that too.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw that one. I saw that one. So yeah, I might try to cut that together at Studio B. Studio B's a work in progress. Those that watched today's video may see why. Well, not why, but they may see that. Oh yeah, that looks like that desk looked like a hot mess, and you're absolutely right. It was. it's so bad. But all good things will come out of what we're doing. We're doing some acoustical improvements, shall we say?
Ooh.
in the studio.
Hey, you know what I realized? I think we've actually been doing the bi-weekly so far, right?
Yeah, we've been hitting it
since last time.
We've been hitting the mark, which is great.
Yes. Herb Wars.
What's going on, Herb Wars? What's up, man? What's up?
I'll play the intro's got me in a good goofy mood.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, so we got to have something light because our on-air topics while we play some Lunar tonight is going to be, I don't know, it might get me a little. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, the hat and the shirt might be a hint of that. I'm like, I gotta wear something.
There you go. I always forget on card nights and on my own live stream nights. I always forget to put something else on, so I always wear the same polo I wear at work. Because what I do is I go to work, I come in, we get dinner done, we get all the stuff done with the kids, get them up to bed, and then it's literally just time to come downstairs and do the show. So I just very rarely ever think about like, oh, let me just grab the shirt real quick. No. So
I don't know if people could unsee me too serious. Like sometimes I thought about my break I could do a short. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't think people could unsee me being serious. So dressed,
well, that's
dressed up in clothes. I mean,
yeah. No, I mean that's cool though, because I know that. I mean, I like the fact that I have not like you get everybody gets me all the time, no matter what. So like if there's something that does break in, I'm coming in hot. And it doesn't matter what I'm wearing, so it's cool. I like the fact that I can be, both casual rich and work rich.
There you go.
Because you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen is next week, I go to AC for the conference that I usually go to. There has not yet been a conference in the 4 years I've done programming, and the 3 years basically I've done news programming on Bacon Ice Cream Productions. There hasn't been a single year I've been at that conference where something didn't go down.
Yeah, it's true.
So I always had to do some kind of news or something from the conference. I'm thinking if I can put my Karnak hat on, I'm thinking that it might be Polymega related.
Ooh.
It's been a little bit since we got one of these.
Yeah.
So maybe they can like say, hey, we did this in December, end of January, we'll, tease the next two and put them out, and then pump those out. I don't know. Could be cool. Could be cool. So, yeah, that would be awesome. I would like it. I would like many things. Many things. So, what do you want to do? You want to hop into the big story, or what do you want to do? You want to get like a little topic as we start.
Yeah, that's a little topic.
Okay. Yeah. Let me. I'll let you set up that little topic while I start setting up some stuff in the background here.
Do you have a do you have a preference or?
Oh yeah, no, go with whatever.
Well, you know what? Since you brought up Polymega,
Mm-hmm.
ease into a lighthearted topic because I'm curious. So spoiler. So for those of you who don't know, like for once I actually like called Rich on the way like home from work. I'm like, hey, here's some ideas so we can somewhat be prepared instead of like, I don't know, what do you want to talk about? So one thing is you brought up Polymega. So and I was kind of curious, genuinely curious. So as you'll know, I got my retro Game Boy that is in the other room. But beside that, and so I do have some physical cards with that. And I did want to explore that like library, but it's dangerous. Hey, Joe Whitlash! Sorry.
What's up?
Awesome.
Very cool.
Channel member of other channels. Glad to see you
That's
here.
right.
But you know, whenever you get like a new device or toy, unless it's something like Evercade. Well, technically, you can even jailbreak Evercade, but we don't because the point is when you have a system that plays cartridges, there's always the temptation to jump down and get a flash card, which I'm still not sure yet I'm going to do. But I wanted to explore the library, so I made a video. I got like a $1.50. I got a $1.50 multi-cart. Because like I don't know, like because like AliExpress they give you a discount if you're like a first time customer. Maybe another account. Anyways, I wanted to kind of try out one of those, see if it could kind of scratch that itch, play some games, still see if I would play physical cards, but not get like too crazy. And I've seen variations of like, particularly especially for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color floating around on the internet. And I figure why not just go to the source, get it straight from China instead of like paying, because that like retails for $8 instead of paying like $20-$30.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to, and it purposely, if you want to change games, you have to turn it on and off. So it's not like you can just like easily like switch through games. Yeah, you can, but you have to like think about it for a second, right? Like if you were to turn it off and turn it back on, that like simulates swapping in another cart. And sometimes like I've actually taken the cart, I'll put it back in just to hear the sound. So anyways, so how you're probably wondering what does it have to do with the Polymega? Well, other than owning the physical carts, Polymega is kind of the same way where it's not like you have a system that's like loaded up with like RetroArch and a bunch of games, like unless like you're like Metal Jesus Rocks or someone with a huge, like with like a huge collection. No, but it's all seriousness. You're only ripping the games that you have, so it's kind of like you still have that same curation. Actually, except you're choosing that curation instead of like somebody else, kind of choosing for you.
Right.
So kind of the topic I thought of would kind of be fun. I'm like, hey, since you've had your Polymega, versus like just like loading up ROMs like on an emulator, do you find that like you're more focused for playing games, or is it just, or do you still have like the same thing of emulation with the 50,000 games? Oh my God, Mr. Shua, long time no see. Holy crap, buddy!
We got a trifecta.
Also support member of both our channels. One day we'll have memberships here too.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I think the way I look at Polymega is it's your you're right. It is the personal curation, emulation box, right? It is the things you put on there are yours because you have them. Like you have to have physical, real product in order to put into the Polymega, because a lot of that stuff, you can't do ROMs or any of that other crazy stuff, or or that stuff. So the cool thing about,
I'll put up my crow hat for a moment. You could, but it would defeat the whole purpose. Like,
you can, but you have to go through some like weird rigmarole.
You do. Mad Little Pixie made a video and like showed like you have to you have to get like flash cards, download the ROM and flash. It would defeat the whole purpose.
Right. So, and like when you do that, sometimes if you flash the incorrect ROM, you could be putting bad data on the hard drive of your Polymega. You don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
But for me, it's cool because it's the ultimate collection, and the way Polymega is setting up like all of their next steps, Polymega Cloud, Polymega XL, like that kind of stuff. The It's going to be the ultimate digital archive of all of your stuff, and if you do, as long as you don't mind paying the fee for them to, handle your cloud data, it's your collection everywhere, all the time, and you can't beat that. Like it's just absolutely insane, how that is. I'm with you, Mr. Shua. Now, the cool thing about that is I've heard from some of the engineering teams that it's not impossible to get the right BIOSes and the right drivers on modules for NES, and the right mappers in order to let those homebrew games work. So it is possible that they're going to make that happen. But they also said that anything that they cannot physically make work, they're going to fill the gaps in the digital store. So, it might be annoying if you have the homebrew and you own the cartridge, like they're going to ask you to buy the ROM again, but at the same time, it's a one and done scenario. If you didn't have the cartridge and you were thinking about buying it, but you have a Polymega, the ROM's probably going to be way less than just getting the cart. So you can just get the ROM and then you have the game. So, and the reason why I know that is going to be an intention is because it's like 7 of the 32 Welcome to Polymega games that were provided on the console are all indie NES games. Like Tower of Turmoil, Doodle World, Soko Banana, like they're all on here. Like they just chill. Like let me see here. Made with NES Maker, Doodle World, Shira and the 40 Thieves, Tower of Turmoil, Flea, Soko Banana, Dragon Master, and Turtle Rescue. That's 6 games right there. 7 games. So, like they already know that they can, they do the homebrew stuff. So like, why don't they just, like make it happen? So
are they only going to be selling homebrew? Are they only going to be selling like homebrew stuff, or
on the store now? Yeah, they're going to license a whole bunch of stuff, and then you'll be able to fill in your gaps of your collection by buying digital ROMs of things. And if they do it right, Polymega, if you guys are listening, if they do it right, then they can take a page out of Blaze's book and go get ROM sets for really rare and expensive cartridges and make them as affordable prices. And then you can go get your ROMs and you fill in your collection by, I don't want to spend $1,000 on this, this random rare TurboGrafx game. Oh, it's in the store for $10. Let me buy the ROM. Done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like if you want like a sense of like digital ownership, I guess, right?
Yeah. And of course they'll go through all the proper channels. It'll be just like Blaze. You're buying a officially licensed game that's on their store. You're going to own it forever. It'll be attached to your account, and then you'll be able to play it like all of your other games that you're storing on your hard drive. You'll be able to stream those games either from your base Polymega or from somewhere directly to your Polymega remix or the Polymega app on a different computer or any of that kind of stuff, which is kind of crazy. She was continuing saying one of the biggest annoyances with the NES homebrews is not working, is the inconsistency of non-working mappers. Yeah, absolutely. That's the big deal, right? Haunted Halloween 85, 86 both work, made with Mapper 30. Beavis 2 and Full Quiet on Mapper 30 does nothing. Yeah, because it's weird, right? You figure that they would work, but then they don't because of whatever they did in the flashing process or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's those are all like very interesting and very like random things that'll happen, and it specifically hurts the homebrew community a little bit. But at the same time, it just offers them a challenge and something else that they can fix, to make the Polymega just another notch to becoming one of those all-encompassing retro machines, which I think is their purpose. I think that's what they want to do.
You know what would be kind of neat to see them do, because I think it is neat to buy digitally, but it would be kind of cool, like if you could show proof that you own the physical cart somehow. If it could kind of be like Steam, where they could just give you a key or something like that. If you like,
I mean, if they did that, that'd be sweet. Like if you could, because if you like say you get a disc that's maybe a little scratched or whatever, and you were able, and they had the game in the store, and you were able to put the disc in and then just download the ROM anyway. That would be killer.
They'd have to find somebody so people couldn't take advantage and like go to a retro store and be like, "Hey, I have all these games." But you know what I mean? Some
right,
I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to do it somehow, and there's going to be limitations because not everybody that offers licenses for that is going to let that happen. Some people's going to go
true.
No.
You know what they could do? Kind of like they used to do. I can't remember the name of this indie store that used to be. They used to be like pretty big before they went down, but they used to give like Steam keys. Now, what they could do is there could be certain indie developers that says, "Hey, if you buy this physical cart, you'll get a Polymega key." I think that's what they would have to do. Like maybe not existing stuff, but if they could if they could work out that deal. It's like, hey, we know the Polymega can't read our CD, and then maybe they give Polymega gets a cut.
That would be cool. Yeah,
that would be. Or they give people an incentive, or maybe Polymega just does it because they gives people an incentive to buy like the physical hardware. I don't know.
Yeah.
That supports the dev or something.
Yeah.
Something
I mean, there's tons of options, and they're still working on stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
So like, I was shocked to see the co-founder in my Polymega stream the other night, and it was crazy. So, all right. Well, enjoy the rest of the shift, but thanks for stopping in, man.
Nice shirt, by the way. I do eat something with that.
Nice.
Well, I guess the question is, do you feel like overwhelmed, like sometimes on what to play, or is it just kind of like, this just saves me from putting the game in, or
on the Polymega?
Yeah.
No, it's one of those things that's like, it's a super convenience thing, because now that I've put a whole bunch of games on, I can sit in one place and know at any time if I wanted to play any one of those games that I know is in my collection, I could just play it. And that's glorious. Like having that convenience there, and I don't have to do anything. I just hit a button and I start playing. It's very nice. It's very, very nice. And the more I collect, the more I can put in there and like all that kind of stuff. It's very, very cool. And it is now encouraging me to do other things. Like for example, I've been working on this video, and it's going to wind up turning into like a thing. Like, I haven't done one of these projects in a really long time. And I think I'm actually going to do it. I think I'm just going to go full bore and have like proper, like video and cuts and edits and all that kind of stuff. But because I think I have an interesting perspective about this, but Polymega has encouraged me to look for and look at retro in different places that you wouldn't expect. And because you think, okay, well, I know where to go get the good retro, and that's at Retro Classics in Somerville or any other local retro game store, right? And there was a lot of people that shunned the idea of looking at like retail retro as an option. But I have been looking at that option for the past 3 months, and I think people might be shocked to find out what is available to me and everyone else in the area in which I live, right under their nose. And I almost don't want to make the video because I want it to be my little secret.
That's fine. Just tell me afterwards.
But no, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it because I think too, like sometimes these big game stores, and there's only one left, so what we're talking about. We all know I'm talking about GameStop. some of these stores rightly get some ire because they do things that are silly. But every once in a while,
Oh, I think I know.
slyly, they are just, it doesn't look pretty, and it doesn't even look good like actual retail. Like there's zero effort in what they're doing. However, they're missing the mark because it's a big giant machine, and sometimes big giant machine can't move and twist with the markets. Where something gets popular and it goes up, they can't move fast enough to make the prices go. So sometimes you can get right in there and go, ooh, that was a good deal. And then you come back another month, that's a great deal. Because all they care about, all the big retailers, they only care about one thing, and that's motion. Can we get product and move product? And if the product doesn't move and it sits too long, they go, oh, I know why. It's sitting there because it's too expensive. And then they lower the price. And they keep lowering it until someone finally buys it. And that's how retail works. So
Nice.
they completely it's completely counterintuitive to those that are in the regular retro, boutique retro, because those prices never go anywhere but up. And it's because people will know that eventually someone's going to buy it, right? So,
Nice.
but like I said,
oh, I was going to say,
it's gonna be good.
not retro related, but computer related.
Yeah.
I got a box, and maybe Rich has a box. We may open in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Big sack lunch. It's kind of weird. It's like,
yeah. So we can
no,
do that.
No, I love those. I love those kind of videos. No, that's good to hear, man. And even though with the multi-cart, actually, the funny thing is, I've actually been swapping that out, kind of like equally. Or when I do play it, I'll maybe reset and only play one or two games. But I don't find being like overwhelmed. Like sometimes I just go to my go-to like Solar Striker, which is like this awesome like simple like shooter.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll jump in and play that. Sometimes I'll swap it out and like play Tetris or Frogger. But yeah, I kind of find like it did kind of make me kind of feel like Evercade. So I guess like the thing is whether you, and what I mean by that is I guess whether someone else curates a collection or you create your own or kind of in the middle, it is a lot less overwhelming than And matter of fact, if I thought of, I can't even speak. If I did get one of those like custom flash cart or whatever, like cheaper ones off AliExpress, I think maybe I would put like my top 50 or top 100 games, because otherwise,
cool.
because there are some other stuff like maybe I would want to play, but I think like once you kind of get past that, then that's when it's like crazy overwhelming, and you have to like dig through sub menus and like I don't want to do that.
Right.
Or actually, I'm like, can I make my own multi-carts? Or I thought about like, might be kind of cool to collect. It's weird though. Like I have this just weird fascination with these bootleg carts. I don't know. It's interesting, right?
It's all good though.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're getting on to almost a half hour in. So I think I'm going to put myself in the box. We can move on to the next topic.
We should get to this topic. By the way, Rich has made a video on his channel. I haven't had a chance to look at it, which is kind of one of the reasons I want to talk with him about it, because I'm curious.
Yeah. So let me put myself in the box first.
Yeah. Box. Ooh. There we go.
I'm in the box. So, yeah. Big story breaking today was Atari deciding to let the minor cat out of the bag, telling Atari VCS and Good Old Games owners that if you have Atari 50 on those two platforms, where they said before that you were going to get the DLC for free somehow delivered to you, you will now no longer get the DLC indefinitely. So they did leave the door a little bit open, saying like, hey, if we figure out a way that it's not going to take a lot of time and it's not going to be a lot of effort to deliver everyone the content in a way that's satisfactory for all, we will do that. However, we're just going to tell everybody no now, just to like say, hey, that's the definitive answer. If we figure it out, then that's a silver lining, icing on the cake. There was some silver linings, though, in the discussion that followed on the Discord where the announcement was made, where that same representative of Atari said, because people were like, oh, well, that means you're just going to give up on the VCS and nothing's going to come out and blah, 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 blah. And they said, actually, no, there are multiple projects that will be multi-platform, and those multi-platform games will include Atari VCS. It's already in the plans. So you will get new games in the future continuing. So continued support for VCS owners is always a great thing. And Akira confirmed that Atari games as well as third-party games are going to be continuing to come out on the platform is great. So where the bummer is, we're not going to get this big, awesome DLC that's been out that everyone's loved and played for now, I guess, or maybe ever. Or we're in a weird scenario where we've got to take that's the bitter pill, and then the sugar that helps it go down is, well, you get some new games coming soon. So there's that. Obviously, where I fall on that story is I gave that story a not great. If you use my ranking system, certified good times, fun was found, yeah, but, and not great. I've never given anything a not great before except for this story. Not one thing. Not one thing. But that story gets a not great.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, it's a bummer. It's absolutely a bummer to have, it's literally something that was promised to you, and then they're just not going to deliver. And I like the fact that they're telling you they're not going to be able to deliver before the end date, because they said by the end of January. So here we are 7 days out of the end of January. So they're making the call before January. So they're not going to say nothing. And then in February, they go, oh, yeah, well, sorry, guys. Where people are like, where's my DLC? So I get that. That's kind of cool. But at the same time, it's like, oh, man. There's a lot of people that bought Atari 50 during the last sale on VCS because they kept saying that the DLC was coming out.
See that? Okay.
And that's rough.
Yes.
That's rough.
I didn't know Good Old Gaming was going to supposedly give it to you for free too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here are my thoughts. So I can kind of share your disappointment because, so here's what's interesting, right? I want to say before, this could just be coincidental timing. Before Digital Eclipse was acquired by Atari, we got the free update. We got the free updates and the free games.
Yeah.
Like on Steam and other digital platforms. But here's kind of where I'm thinking, like, that collection was so great, and it was tight, right? Really enjoyed that. And then the free content that seemed to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I kind of feel like with something like that was like what, $35-$40. It was one of those things where it was like, it was a high quality, like AA, does that make sense? Like product, and they charged at the top tier for it. And so because of that, I kind of felt like, if they're, what is it for them just to throw on a few more ROMs or whatnot, especially like when Atari bought them out, like, dude, they could put anything they wanted on there.
Yeah.
And so I will tell you, to see something like that was kind of by an indie team and all that, it did kind of sour me that now they were like charging like for season passes and DLC. Like, I still haven't got, because I didn't want that product to kind of be that. I'm like, dude, we paid we kind of paid a lot for that. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but it's just kind of like, it kind of sours you. So that is kind of the thing, that if you have the VCS, or if they did set those expectations that you're going to get it for free, and then they backed out of it, like, that really sucks, because for people who have a multiple platforms, maybe they were going to buy it on a different platform, but they chose, I don't know, that kind of sucks, set people's expectations and all that.
Yeah. I was admittedly, I was super disappointed when I heard the story, because it's like, because it kind of sucks for both parties, you know what I mean? Like, the team was probably psyched that they were going to try to deliver this thing, and then not being able to. It sucks even more for them that they're going to have to come tail between legs to the audience and go, oh, hey guys, we were trying to do this thing for you, and we can't deliver. I mean, no team wants to say that to the customer.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's a bummer. But at the same time, you can't let something like that go in that sense, and then not have something else. Like the team didn't take, like, so this the other part that it kind of is a bummer is the way the story broke. So the story broke because one of the Atari employees on the Discord felt it necessary to tell the community. But there wasn't an official brief. There wasn't a press release. There wasn't a statement from Digital Eclipse. There wasn't any of that. So that's even more of a bummer, that it's like, it kind of just squeaks out by somebody saying, "Oh yeah, sorry guys," on a Discord somewhere. Because not everyone's on a Discord. Huh?
What was their reason? Like why? What was their official reason? I think I had my own reasons of why I think they didn't do it. But
their official reason, to go back to the announcement, Atari VCS announcements. Their official wording was Atari and Digital Eclipse have been evaluating options for bringing the latest Atari 50 DLC content, the first console wars and the wider world of Atari, to the Atari VCS and GOG storefronts. We've come to the conclusion that the content will not be released on either platform, and we know this is unwelcome news. The studio's proprietary development tools do not allow for this content to be officially replatformed to the VCS and GOG platforms. That's the official statement is,
wow.
They don't allow for the content to be replatformed. I know why. I know the answer. That means that because the VCS store and the GOG store aren't designed to allow DLC on the platform to then be injected onto and installed over a base game that's already installed on the customer's hard drive, the only option would be to reprogram the entire game from scratch with the DLC embedded. So basically creating a remaster. And that's the only option. Now, are they going to do that? Well, they're not going to say it, but there's not enough time or money to do that, to give it to the customers for free.
I was gonna say that. Okay, I was gonna say I don't believe that on Good Old Gaming, because I think that's their answer for just saying, hey, this was a little bit too much more effort than we thought to give this away for free. That's because like Good Old Gaming, they have DLC and they have it for Steam, right? Like I think they could do it, and I don't see why they couldn't do it for the VCS. I mean, yeah, I think all they would have to do is just repackage it with it if that was the case. I think maybe they were going to do it, and then I think maybe they realized how much money that they were going to lose.
Well, I mean, and that could be a thing too, but here's, at that point, the make good is if you owned it before the end of the year, then you're going to get it, and if you don't, then it's going to be whatever it's going to be on the Atari VCS storefront. Period. Yeah. And that's how you solve for that. Because I think that's just B, that's total B. If that's if that's technically the answer, but I think there's actually a technical problem specifically on the VCS storefront, because there's not a single game that allows you. All the games allow you to update. Not a single one of them allows you to buy additional products for a game that's already on the store. I can't go and add an add-on to a game on Atari VCS. It doesn't allow you to do that.
Gotcha. But what I think they could do though is, let's say like you click a button to buy DLC, I would think they could repackage the whole game with that in it. You just would be forced to re-download the whole game, and it would just like overwrite. You know what I mean?
Right. Like but in order to do that, you'd have to create a package that has both of those things in it.
Yeah.
Like you'd basically have to create an image of the game state with the DLC installed, and then capture that image and then launch that as the next package. But if you did that and replaced that package in the store from the regular edition, then you would have to change the storefront to then say, hey, look, all future purchases are only this game with the DLC included. And then you could raise the price from there, and say, hey, look, instead of this being $40, it's going to be $50 because we have the DLC in there. And that's fine, too.
Wouldn't even have to, I'm going to say, they wouldn't even have to do that. What they could do is just re-upload the full game. And then, like, if you buy the DLC, there's like a flag or there's like a switch that says, "Oh, now you re-download this whole thing." If you don't, you download the original. It may, I wish they could provide more. I wish they could provide more technical details, or maybe they don't have like they probably don't have like the resources like of Sony or something, where they could just repackage it. But
I think, so although we might be like somewhat beating a dead horse here, I think really the answer lies in resources, both physical and intangible. It's we have to be, we're beating around the same answer in a couple different ways, right? It's a resource thing. There's not enough resources for them to do this project to make it fiscally viable for them on either side. Because both companies, Atari in its current state and Digital Eclipse, who is owned by Atari, they're both small companies. We're not talking like Atari's rolling in it. They're doing good. They had a great 2024, but I don't think they have enough to, I don't think they have enough to get them through. If they took a big hit, because in the pipeline, if Digital Eclipse is about to launch another game, then, the priority is launch the new game and then figure it out later.
So in other words, they're working on other projects to get money. So it's kind of like another company we know where they're not gonna go back and put like Asteroids Deluxe on an Atari collection.
Right. Yeah. If you want to Evercade to it a little bit, yeah. But some of those points are fair enough. You know what I mean? I get it. It's a thing. It's a thing that happens, man.
Yeah. Although here's kind of I kind of feel though. Again, there's no way to know this unless like the timeline changed. But I kind of feel like that if like Digital Eclipse, let's say they weren't ever acquired by Atari, and because they are a smaller company, I kind of feel like if they weren't, then I think, especially because then their livelihood would rely on it more. I think maybe they would go back to do it to make people happy. But since they have been bought out by Atari, they got to do what Atari says. Who knows though? We'll never really know, but that has like some influence.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, lurk away, Brian F.
What's going on, man?
Look, eyes. But yeah, all I can say is that if I was a VCS owner, I would be beyond pissed and livid. I'd be like, come on, guys, your own 50th anniversary collection. You can't give me the stuff, even if, let's say, like at that point, like even if I couldn't buy it, I would, that would kind of make me mad. But
yeah, I suppose that the good news is that you don't get the DLC and you're not going to be able to get the DLC, and that's a bummer, right? But it's not like Atari 50 got pulled from the store and they were never going to be able to play it again and all that kind of stuff. So like the original game itself is still there, and you can play it. So, like for VCS owners, yeah, it's a bummer that you can't get the extra DLC, but that should never disparage somebody from experiencing the product, because the product as a whole is still monumental. We can do without the DLC.
It is, and actually, what's kind of better about that makes it really sad for the PC version that I don't like that they did for the DLC is that when you go into the listing of the games, it actually will show you the new games for the DLC that you don't have. And then when you I think if you click on it, I think I did this streaming live, it redirects you to the store. It's like, oh, you don't own this. So at least you're playing at the VCS, you don't see that. So it doesn't make you feel sad for the content that you're missing. But then again, you could buy it. Right. So I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that is kind of a good thing. Yeah, that initial collection is still really solid, but it's kind of That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird that they. But I think it kind of goes like it's what's interesting. Like in the AAA gaming space, you see that a lot where a company promises a bunch of stuff, the game comes out, and then they fix it with patches later. It's kind of weird though. This is like the opposite. Like we're not going to do that. I don't know. That is really strange. Now I think the reason why else they can't like if that had been like on the if that had been like on the Steam store and they had like pulled that like actually I think that's kind of I think on the Steam store it's a season 1 pass and actually I think it's one of the reasons for this you didn't have to pay more money for. But I think that's one of the reasons why like Steam updated the terms that if a company sells like a season pass and then they don't deliver like exactly what they promise, it's like within 30 or 60 days when they say they do, then people can get a complete refund.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad they do that for this reason, even though nothing was sold. If that makes sense, but I think that's why to kind of protect people. But yeah, that is. But I couldn't help think though too as a VCS owner if I'd be like, hey, are you guys still supporting? You know what I mean? That would probably be the bigger thing. Like, are you guys still supporting it, or are you guys just focused on like the 2600 plus and 1700 plus? It's,
Yeah, I mean, but I guess the other answer was, the fact that Atari has stated during that whole thing, oh, by the way, we are also going to give you new games for the VCS. So I was like, okay, well at least there's that.
Yeah. I got a bad hanging on there. I wonder if it would make it a better appeal to. I mean, I know like there was a cheaper version, but just give people like a $5 or $10 credit to the store. Let them buy like your cheapest game or something. I don't know. I don't know if that would help or not.
Yeah, I mean, they did say that they were going to look into a make good, so there is that too. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Where the heck is this X?
Trying to find it.
They said it was supposed to be in here. I'm in here. Where's the X? That's not cool.
I hope it's not one of those situations where like you have to like click or like move exactly on the thing. Sometimes when games do that, like come on, like in the exact spot.
Yeah. The tool is in a shed where Link is standing. Okay. Take the X, but don't equip it. Well, I don't know.
Like there's like a ring with stuff on that table. Like you can't pick up that stuff.
Yeah, right?
Why can't you get that stuff?
Give me the things.
Give me the stuff.
Is the X here? No. Give me the X.
Gina, bring me the X. But no, it's something's funny about stuff like that. When I go through guides and then I'll have to watch the walkthrough, be like, oh, okay, that's what they meant. Or sometimes I'm still confused.
Maybe I'm gonna go down here, talk to Lake again. Do you know what the X is?
The more than one shed? I don't know. That would be like my luck. There's like more than one shed.
Okay. I don't have it in my equipment, do I?
Brian says, I wonder if they'll try to push Switch 2 games up to $80 or AAA. Well, that is interesting.
Right?
That is interesting. 80. That's already too. Well, what's actually that kind of like goes into like another interesting topic. Remember, like, kind of going back, like, to like the mid '90s, like when like PlayStation 1 came out, and I want to say like let's say like for most part your average card game was like $50 or $55, and I remember like PlayStation 1 games being like $40, $45, and they said CDs were cheaper to manufacture. But so it's like, okay, that happened. But yeah, to Brian's point, to me, it's ridiculous though, seeing like a digital game for $70. Like, come on, guys. It's like it shouldn't be that expensive. This stuff is supposed to be cheap. It's like once, like anything else, once the price of something is set, it like never drops. Like, come on. Oh, you pressed a button to equip things. I was like, why'd you guys teleport up there? I'm done. Yeah, no, that's well for AAA games, but yeah, they should have. Well, see, what's interesting about that too, Brian. Like, I don't 100% blame companies. I also do blame like gamers who are like bored or whatever. You know, it's like when stuff like that comes out, day ones don't buy it. But if people like feel like they have to have everything, then they buy it and they get disappointed. Like if people didn't buy it, it's like so kind of the same reason I can't be like completely 100% mad at like scalpers. It's like, well, if people didn't buy it, they wouldn't do it. It's kind of like so it's kind of like that same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not so it's like I with stuff like that, like the people like the customers or consumers or whatever, are like 50% to blame because people, they wouldn't don't, con- don't contribute to that, and
I wonder if I have to go back and talk to the wood guy. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe we don't. I don't remember. Maybe the game doesn't remember I had the conversation.
Would you like to try that? Yeah, maybe you should.
Right.
Cheap ass pun there. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Some games are like that. Like even if you know to do the thing, you still have to talk to the person to unlock. Yeah, it could very well be that.
Told you I can't fix the bridge until the water level comes down. All right, so I talked to that guy. And then now I guess I can go because this is the bridge, right? It's broken. And then you got to go back up to the thing.
See if we can go back. You know what though? Actually, you kind of touched on something earlier, and that, like Blaze has done. With so like releasing expensive games like the Renovation Collection, like some of those. Except here's the advantage of Polymega. So like I think it's great that they do like have CD-ROM collections to have like a lot of multiple games on a CD-ROM. But there's another market they could also tap into, like Little Samson comes to mind, right? Like a very expensive game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they did, maybe they do this, but like if they officially like released it like in cartridge format, then you kind of tap into that market of people wanting an official license thing who want to play it on original hardware, and then they advertise it as being Polymega compatible. And then in addition to that, they also make it so you could just buy the digital download at the store for people who don't have to have like a physical copy.
That would be rad.
Yeah. And that I think would be kind of neat because if they made it like Atari has a store, it's not like Limited Games Plus where you can only get it for limited kind of like if they could kind of like be the Atari like that for other games, and then maybe I forget who makes Little Samson, but then maybe they come out with then they could also come out with like a CD collection if it's viable. Like me personally, like something like that I would probably want something like the CD collection with the more variations, but like for the person, the collector is like, I'll take a reprint, and it's better than a bootleg because it's like it's official and like better quality, and you get like a manual and stuff like that. But I think it comes down to like licensing. How expensive is it? That would be pretty cool if they could tap into the market. I do like the idea that at least somebody that somebody's doing something with digital ROMs that you can actually that you can kind of carry with you, and they're taking a step in the right in the right direction. But I think they still kind of suffer the same problem. Well, no, Analog Pocket does it on purpose, I want to say. Polymega, I don't think with their supplies being limited, trying to manufacture.
Right.
So here's what's interesting. That I kind of like if you could kind of go back in time. I think the only thing, and maybe the reason why like Polymega, why they have to do that is it's a niche product, right? So like there has to be enough interest for them to manufacture like a bunch of them. And I wonder if the one thing that hurts them is, or if is like the high cost of like retro collect, depending on what games or whatnot. And I think because there's like so many options out there where you can get like all these different devices. I wonder if that hurts them. Like I always kind of thought, and I know Polymega couldn't get there if they just come out like a few years earlier or like 5 years earlier. you know, if they'd come out like when like Evercade had come out, I wonder maybe if that would have helped them be more successful, then maybe they could get the cost down a little bit. It's kind of interesting. Hard to go back in time, but I always kind of wondered that if they could just come out like a little bit easy, like a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have to wonder too if you know, again, some of the like things like Mister and that, you know, here's for the people who want like an GTA. But again, you could have looked like an Atari and it uses software, you know, the dirty software emulation that people don't seem to.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. Like for me being picky, and you know, if I look like an analog pocket and I look like at Atari that is software emulation, which the thing though with analog pocket that I don't like is that you boot up to like an OS. Like it's kind of fun. Like with Evercade, like they kind of mask that. It's more like a menu, and you have like your boxes. You know what I mean? Like I think that's one of the things. And like I don't know. Again, me being extremely nitpicky, and maybe they can fix this in a firmware update. But I don't know why for like Atari and 7800 games, where like I feel like you could emulate them like on a potato, especially Atari 2600 because it doesn't take much power. Why, for the love of God, is it say like loading game on the screen? You know what I mean? Like I feel like they could fix it. Again, that's just me being picky. But like when I have a cartridge based system, you know, I want that to be, you know, I want that to be gone, right? Like I don't want to see loading unless it was like built into the game,
Right.
you know. Maybe in a future firmware, because I want to say even like in the Polymega doesn't do that, right? Like it can load like when you play like this game like loaded up like instantly, dude, and it's like a Sega CD. And like PlayStation games load instantly. I mean, of course, they're more different costs.
Yeah, no, it's loading in and playing the games are awesome on this thing, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
And that's kind of what you want to kind of complete the illusion, because you know back in the day we put in the cart and like stuff like loaded up like you know, like you know loaded up like pretty instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said let me know people in the comments if you're picky about that kind of thing. If you want like stuff to load up, if you care, if you don't care.
Where is he?
But yeah, for me, for stuff like that, kind of do. We're just trying to figure out where do I go? I need to talk to the guy to do the thing.
Yeah, well, I'm actually watching a walkthrough right now.
Yeah.
From 11 years ago.
It's so funny, like that. That's you think that would be outdated, but it's like, well, yeah, the game itself is even older than that. But yeah.
All right, so
that's
him finding Lake.
Since some people have hung in there for nearly an hour while you're doing that, okay.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how exciting this will be, but I'll open this. It's my brother-in-law gave me and my wife like Amazon gift cards, and so I spent some of it. Something I've been needing like for a long time.
Oh, what? What the heck, dude?
I know exactly what this is.
Is this game glitched?
I hope not. I hope. Ooh, why is that supposed to work?
It's supposed to be right here.
Oh,
You
go back
to be right here. Dude, that's weird.
Do this. Do like a separate save state.
Yeah.
And then load back and see if that works. And then that way, if it doesn't,
all right.
I hope I glitched.
So let's load back.
I have the Creative Pebble speakers. So these are actually like I don't know.
Oh, nice.
It was just under $20. So here's what's kind of fun. So the other speakers that I have here, they're actually older than me and my wife have been married. They're over 20 years old. Like for my one of my first like Dell computers, but they've lasted this long. And from time to time, like they'll kind of get like just like they'll just like get like staticky. Like when I try to adjust the volume and get really like crackly. And so it's really annoying sometimes when I'm trying to work and I want to turn the volume down, not have it like too loud. And
Yes.
these they take up a lot less space, which will be good on my desk. And first, it was a concern that they were USB powered, because I'd rather have like a real plug thing. But as coincidence has it, like my wife picked up like in the clearance set one of those plug outlets that you put over a plug outlet, and it gives you like 3 normal plugs and like 2 USBs. So I'm like, I'll plug into that, and so it should be like loud enough, but not too loud, and have decent bass. So yeah, I've been needing because especially when I work from home, like I have to have music in the background, like
Yeah.
I have to. So I'm like, you know what? I've been, sometimes some games when I play them, I'm like, I've been putting it off for a long time. I'm like, I always say whenever there's a Black Friday sale, I'm like, like I said, nothing too glorious, but I needed it. And if it and if I don't like it, like you can always return it. But loading up Neo Geo titles on Proc are pretty slow compared. Yeah. Well, I figured. Well, the funny thing is, like that device was never designed to play any of those games. It's cool that people have developed stuff for it, but it was never designed to. Yeah, and it is interesting that too, like with with flash carts, games take a little bit to load. So I guess that is one advantage of a multi-cart. It's like games load instantly because it doesn't have to write. It doesn't have to write that flash. Yeah, I'll say something. Well, on more powerful devices, I was going to say like on the Steam Deck, they load up like right away. But that's even cool in the Analog Pocket that you can run Neo Geo stuff. Oh, speaking of which, I was going to say, spoiler alert, but we'll have funny to talk.
Yeah.
On Saturday, for those of you who watched Evercade, he was using Pete Math to be like, 70% of your audience doesn't really like Neo Geo. And so then I did a poll and I said, "Are you excited about Neo Geo coming to Evercade?" And it was like, oh, and I put the suggestions that he said. It was like, oh yeah, or I think I just said no, not I just like no, not at all. And then I said like yes for only the Metal Slug games. Let me just show it real quick. I mean, we'll talk about it more Saturday, but I feel like I feel vindicated. By one or two people's comments, I can feel vindicated. I hate that the trailer automatically loads, but real quick because you and we're almost at that point. Did I share the right tab? Yes, I did.
Yeah, flip me.
Yeah, so I was gonna say you can't even see it. Oh, that's right. I can do. Hold on.
Yeah, just flip.
Now I got rid of. There we go. Okay, I can too. Internet. Oh, by the way, this video where I said the guy made the coolest robots and play games with it. This guy's channel is amazing. But anyways, people need to check that out.
Nice.
Karaoke spoiler. Anyways, so I said let's jump into next week's poll. Let's jump on next week's poll. I said, are you excited for Neo Geo games coming to Evercade? Oh, and 100. Okay, good. It's been up to 103 votes because like last week's poll was 110. Yeah, 66% was oh yeah. Is it oh yeah? Only 20% is it not really? And then I just said like I want all the Metal Slug games at 8%. And for the fun of it, I wanted to see how many people looking forward to fighting games is just 6%. So like if I do like I was gonna say if I do the Pete math, then like it's still it's an 80. This would be technically it would be an 80% and 20%. So people are still very much excited and they want it. So.
Right.
which is kind of what I thought is I was like I found it hard to believe that that Neo Geo wasn't popular in Europe. I knew that was I know even in Britain and other places still had Big Red and all that stuff, even though not everyone may have been into it. Just like here in the United States, I'm like, come on, I know Neo Geo is popular. I'm like, I'll let the people speak for them. Let the people speak for themselves. But we're supposed to get that news right at the end of next month. We gotta wait a whole another month. Dang it. But now you're just trying to grind and get back.
Yeah, I loaded an earlier state, and it would just be like a super bummer to find out like
Yeah, that it's bugged. And I'm like, yeah,
it's
just try it
bugged,
real
and
quick.
then I'd have to like start the game over.
Oh, that would, dude. Yeah, I've never had that happen or had like a game game save get corrupted like in a cathedral. And how to do that? Sorry, that'll always be like a sore spot. One of these, one of these days I'll restart it. Maybe I just restart it and play it on the EXP. And then I could. Oh, so interesting. So maybe something to talk about more tomorrow. I did like somebody did like on Reddit. They made a post where they got like Sanwa buttons and modified it because they couldn't get the special edition. They said it was much better. It was much better quality, which you would expect from stock. But somebody made a comment and they said now all we need is just to have like the TV out mod. And so I don't know, that would be pretty cool if a company would make a board where you could, well, you could like kind of like how they've done that with like arcade one-ups and whatnot, where you could mod your alpha to output to like HDMI. That'd be pretty sweet. We haven't really, actually, we haven't really. It might be a good topic for say tomorrow. I'm wishing it's for Saturday. We haven't really seen much modding in the Evercade community.
Mm.
I know because like the initial OG one, they made it like difficult to take apart. Like Crow did a video on that like a while back when he replaced it with like his better battery and screen, and I know it was like a tough time like using a suction cup and all that. Which if that still does if I was gonna say if that I don't know if that episode of Evercast still exists, but the one like where Crow Crow showed like the back of it, like Pete's expression, because he had to like cut a hole in the back to fit the bigger battery. Then he eventually like put like a sticker over it.
Yeah.
That was priceless. But okay, let's hope this doesn't glitch.
It did. So I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Okay,
Because
here's what you do. I know exactly what you do. Look on like World of Long Plays, or look for a full walkthrough. Fast forward it to this point, and see what they do. See if there's like something else of that FAQ like left out.
yeah, so so let's go to this guy's channel.
Because I wouldn't start a new save unless. God, I hope it really isn't glitched. Maybe there's like something.
Playlists.
That's usually what I do because like seeing is believing, right?
All right, so we got Let's Play.
We don't want to have the case of the card blues. You know what I'm saying? If you won't play it and like share, it's like what it's supposed to be.
All right, so that's them going there. Okay, cool. White Dragon. Oh, like, share what I'm looking at. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just so me and the audience we can help you retrace your footsteps.
All right, so let's go into this.
I know it's difficult, right?
There we go.
Okay.
So this part here is the White Dragon. Got the dragon ring. Let's see if I missed something after I get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so they leave. You have to go back to Berg. Ramus is talking about how he's going to be rich. Oh, wait. There might have been something we missed. Oh, he doesn't even go to Berg? Okay. It goes in there. Have you seen it? Yeah. Uh-huh. No way. Okay, that's fine. Yep. What else does he do? Where does he go? There's another 5 minutes, so he got that message. Now where does he go?
He's looking at an FAQ too.
Yeah, right? So he goes there. Then he goes back to Berg. That's when he's going to say the diamond's going to make us rich. Okay.
All right.
So you could try to sell it. Oh, you have to try to sell it twice, maybe?
Hmm.
You have to go to Maribia. Okay. Maybe that's what I missed.
You got to sell it to each of them?
Marabia's on the main continent. I'm sure we could sell it there. Both bird. Okay, do that. Let's go. And then I'm imagining somebody says, "Dude, the guy just said that the thing's broken." All right, so we have. So I think I have to go back to Berg and try to sell the thing twice. And that's where you go to buy the stuff. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Equip all the nonsense.
Right.
I think it's because I didn't go to do the selling twice.
To a second guy to sell it, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, from this other save state, I might be able to. So
let's try it.
Oops. Load state. I might be able to go back to here, and then go back down. So let's see if they do anything else.
Because it's so weird.
Oh yeah, watching somebody while doing this.
Yes.
It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Just equipping other items.
And I catch, yeah, like, I mean, I've already done all that stuff. So,
yeah.
Let's see if he says if it's going to make him rich. Nice. Okay. So, I think that's where we're at. I was stuck in.
Yeah.
I have to go to try to sell it.
Yeah.
Sell. Diamond. Awesome. Goodbye. Sell. Diamond. Maribia.
Yeah.
Safe. Go. All right, awesome. So he was just busy selling stuff.
Yeah.
So then let's see what he does. He
That's
leaves.
weird. Like an exact spot. Oh my god.
He leaves. I don't know why he has Ramus leading the party, but does he go back in? Does he go back in and talk to the guy?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Get this bridge, but I've lost my axe.
Ah, where did I leave it? It's in the weird woods. Are you hard of hearing? I told you I don't have my axe. If you go north, which is like in the woods, storage shed where he sleeps. I'm sure he left it in the shed.
The bridge is washed. Did you go over to the bridge? I forget where he tells you it's washed out. Okay.
Yeah, I can do that now.
Yeah, go do that.
All right, it's washed out. He's fighting people.
Yeah.
So I can make it back to the weird woods. Because then this is going to be where his video ends. but I bet you I can go back to full screen and then it'll work now.
Yeah,
So we found out that that's what we had to do.
with some of these RPGs, like figuring out like who to talk to and then where to go, and then it's like, oh, that little person here or there that we're like hiding.
Yep. Shout out to Matt Rules, by the way, Matt Rules 64 on YouTube with his 335 subscribers. If you're watching this in replay for Completion Quest, because this will be a part of the Completion Quest, then please go ahead and give him some love, because I'm pretty sure he just helped us out big time.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, and this is where his video is going to end. And then it starts.
Yeah, because the next one's the weird.
His next video is the Weird Woods, and that's where he just goes and gets the axe. Instead, he also shares that his status. He's level 4 on Alex. So let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, see, here we go. These woods they're supposed to be haunted. Good. All right. So let's go to status on Ramus. He's level 9.
Wow.
and Alex is level 11. Little overpowered.
Right.
All right, let's see if we go down here. I'm pretty sure I think Luna already has the tiara because we've already been here. So I should be able, if she has the tiara equipped, then one, I just wasted my time going down here.
Right.
Oh,
come on, man.
That's all right. Luna has enough magic where I could just start singing a song. So, oh my goodness, there's so many. There's so many songs.
Good Lord. Heavy clothes.
Let me just make sure. She has the tiara, so we don't need anything else.
At least you could sell it at some point.
Because we already picked up the item that you can get in here for Luna. And yeah, I can sell the heavy clothes. Oh, I don't need healing anymore. Oops, my bad.
Where are all these bees? God, let's throw in the slowest attacking creature in the game. Yeah, they each die in one hit because you're overpowered. There we go.
Yeah, even a 6 HP hit. Yeah, all right, good. All right, this bridge is gonna get fixed.
Yeah.
A very high confidence level that it's gonna be there. So see, kids. Sometimes you play old school RPGs, and the script won't let you go until you talk to that one dude.
Right.
This reminds me so much of Phantasy Star. It's ridiculous. Because remember, you had to go over to there it is.
Yep. See.
Yeah, this reminds me. This is like a Phantasy Star moment because in the beginning of the game in Phantasy Star, you've got to go buy a passport, right?
Yeah.
And everyone tells you got to go buy a passport. There's not like a passport store. You got to go and try to you got to buy secrets from this guy 3 times before he sells it to you.
Yeah. No, and I remember you telling me that when we did that. Yeah, there we go. No better save. Yeah, that's what
on the X. That was just too easy.
I guess I just assumed you would talk to both, that you would just go and try to sell it to both people. You know what? I don't know. But yeah, man, you got to do the thing to trigger the thing to do the thing. Otherwise, even though you know what it is, it won't happen.
Oh, I love Null. Null's the best.
Yeah.
That was just too easy.
I would hate to see that your game was bugged. You know, I'm like, just watch a video. I'm sure there's something that they left out. So yeah, shout out to that guy's channel. Oh my god.
Heck yeah, man.
So have you saved? Or can you only save
I'm gonna get out of here and then save you.
Yeah. Jeez.
Because I'll be able to get through and do all the stuff. And
I
then
like that. Because I thought maybe that thing was like a chest or something. You'd open it. No, not only was it there, it was like big ass obvious axe on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so wild, man.
Yeah, because you had to sell it to both of them. Yeah, talk to the right person. God.
Does he have? It's fine. We're gonna use some songs.
Yeah, that's why I doubt it would happen. Knock on wood, but I'm like save because it would like suck to like die. Oh my god!
Oh, I'm definitely not gonna die.
You shouldn't.
Oh, I got 53 MP. I got magic for days because it only costs 2 to do the healing spell.
Hey, I was gonna say only certain members will get this, but yeah, as long as no one's vacuuming in that room, I think you're safe.
That's true. That's very true.
People that have been with us and with your channel and stuff for a while, like will know that.
All right, so we're good. Now I've got full magic again.
Yes.
So these guys can hit me for whatever they want to hit me with. Still poisoned. Okay, that's fine. Only status effects only last for the battle that you're in. So as soon as you're done, you're good.
See, and you know what's interesting about that? I could like stuff like that back in the day. It's like probably the first time you go through the game, you probably did that by accident, and then you would go to like beat it again, and you're like, "How come I can't?" But like you want to rush through it, so you'd be like, "How come I can't get past this part?"
Yep, that's exactly what happened to me. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I just talked to the guy. I get the axe. Oh yeah, I remember that."
Yeah, why the hell would you have to sell it twice to 2 different people? It's like,
oh
man.
Well, it's because the script. When I started, I went into Berg and I was like, "Oh yeah. That's where Ramus says the thing," and I just left. And I'm like, "Oh wait, that's right. I have to finish the script because Ramus needs to talk to other people and then find out that you need to go off the main island." That kicks off the whole thing. So,
yeah, that was the best part. That was too easy.
That's part of the reason I love this. I love specifically this game on Sega CD. Because this translation is just filled with the most absurd levels of sarcasm and like it's just amazing.
You know, I've heard there's a platform where that type of like sarcasm and humor would like really go if they would only like bring it to it. I'm looking at you, Giga Carts. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man. Are you talking about a specific Crystal Dynamics property?
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet you we get it. I think we can get it. Even though they sold it off to somebody else, I think we can get it.
Yeah.
Here's your axe, dude.
Yeah.
Ah, my axe. You found my axe. It was in my shed like I thought, wasn't it? Anyway, now I can get work to fixing the bed. See ya.
Why does his lazy ass go and grab it? I actually get experience points for doing a quest. That's cool.
Yep. My husband does good work, but he could be kind of slow. Nice. Might want to check back a little later. And I think if you go to the bridge, is he at the bridge? No, he's not.
I'm always paranoid about saving my game. I'm like,
what's up?
I'm always paranoid about saving my game. I'm like, just save it.
Oh no, I'm just gonna get to the.
It'll take 2 seconds.
All I have to do is go over to the little healing stick thing. So there's the bridge. And then we go across, get the healing stick thing, and then we'll save there. Because we got to go back to Berg and then tell, we got to tell our parents that we're going to go off on an adventure. And then actually, that basically is like the start of the game.
Damn.
Yeah, because after you've told your parents are gonna go away. They're like, don't, because you're kids. And they're like, Mom, I'm going anyway. And they're like, oh, okay. All right, new save state. All right, we got the new save state. Do, 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 do. Uses money to buy a short sword for Ramus. Already did that. Go back to the entrance, rejoin Ramus, and then go. Okay, cool.
2 whole experience points.
So we can do this point. I'm going to go ask my dad. See ya. Ramus leaves. And then we got to go up to the house. Do, 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 do. And then you talk to Dad. Crossing over the mainland. I won't stand in your way. Let me write you a letter.
Don't worry, your mother will handle her.
Yeah.
Oh, they really made this a boy's fantasy.
Yeah. Never to settle less than everything you ever dreamed of achieving. Got the father's letter. And then you go talk to Mom, and Mom's like, no. Adventure is one thing. Now you're saying you go to Maribia? And you'd be like, sorry, I've decided. I'm a big boy now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I won't say another word about it. Please take this with you. You get 500 monies.
Ooh.
Thanks, Mom. Oh, Luna's going along. Alex, please watch over Luna. She's good for you. And Luna, keep an eye on Alex for me. Yay. We'll see you again soon. There we go. I don't think there's anything else in here, right? No. Chest is empty. We've officially asked, gotten our permission. Let me go back out here, and Ramus should be waiting for us. There he is. Join the party. Now, we can save state again.
Yeah.
Create now. That's it. We've officially made it to going to the next continent, but first we have to go to a different place. But that is for another episode. So we did it, guys.
Woohoo!
Good stuff. And we worked through the insane craziness of getting stuck there. So that was pretty neat. So all right, let me hit this button again.
I like their splash screen. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
There it is. So, yep. But yeah, I think with that though, you know, I caught you yawning, and
Yeah.
I'm yawning. And I think it's a good natural stopping point. We had a couple good topics. You know, you opened your speakers. We solved some riddles. I think we're good. I think we're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I gotta get up and get some stuff ready before I gotta go to work tomorrow. So, oh man, it's good stuff, man. It's good hanging.
Yeah.
So, anything you want to plug before we go?
I will be live tomorrow night and Saturday night.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Of course, you got Evercast on Saturday morning.
that too. Yeah,
That'll be fun. Talking about some cool stuff. And then, yeah, man. As for me, some Fun for Fives are overdue on the Atari VCS side of things, and some other things as well over in the Studio B land. Perhaps CARG members, or not CARG members, but GTC members might be getting a video about what we're doing to and in the Studio B area. Because that'd be fun. I think we're working on a cool project, so maybe I'll share that with you guys. But if not, we're gonna do some of those Fun for Five, because those out of the way. we're gonna do a fun for 5 of some games on VCS from a company that just also put out their 2025 roadmap for the year, and so we'll also be discussing that as like a mini newsline inside of the Fun for 5 for that company, because there's more games coming out soon from them on the VCS. So pretty good stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. So with all that being said, thanks everyone that's tuning in and hanging out. We appreciate every one of you that is in there in the chat or lurking in the background or at work watching us. Thanks everybody for hanging out. And until next time, we'll catch you right here on Calling All Retro Gamers.
Hopefully in 2 weeks.
Hopefully in 2 weeks. I'm Rich. He's Ed.
Yep.
We are out of here. See you guys.
Calling all retro gamers.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.